Good morning from New York. Today, meaningful, effective communication addresses real needs, having reflection on drama, not drama having you. What do I mean? Well, when the drama has you, that means you don't have a handle on it, and it's controlling you. And it's not very reflective. About reflective communication, you don't have very meaningful communication. And it's still not meaningful communication unless it addresses real needs. It could be the no, at the very least. So, and it's effective as long as you're communicating with other people whose trauma doesn't have. So what prime example of that is in politics, seeing in the state. And it's been in many other places in different twists. Um, and that's this mind phenomenon. You can't, what causes this inability to communicate? What causes this problem of drama having the person having? Well, you have to understand that that all goes back to damage that your needs are going to be. That they can be. And that when when things happen to you that produce the kind of inner pain kind of, from a helplessness that gets you um, it's your person in pain. That means a lot of things. Meeting the real needs in a communication can't be about just yourself. You know, people that are a lot of this kind of psychic pain, this kind of anxiety, uh, they're not even in touch with their own needs, let alone the needs of anybody else. Because what happens, and when you faithful love is damaged with this kind of painful helplessness, um, what happens then is that your brain, let's put it precisely, your brain jumps in and creates something called the balance of the anxiety that's in much hard. So it creates a lie. And that lie is a symbolic representation of your situation, needs that seems within your control, something that can give you a little hope. I call hope dope. It's not real. And, it's addictive. So when a person is like it, the only feeling is to become like you can get a handle on. And that means call it a spiritual therapy, where you very compassionately and slow um, dismantle these symbolic struggles and perceptions by bringing in a variety of different perspectives. And that can bring a person to where they have ground. Ground them doesn't mean that you've never hurt, but it does allow you to create a meaningful life because you're in touch with your real needs and what you should be your needs, and that's pretty enlightening and it leads to better behavior. But you're also looking at something that's not only an attempt to meet old needs, which actually losses now. Crazy. Um, but that inability to get in touch with your own real needs then means your own real needs now are overshadowed by this symbolic struggle, the struggle for wealth, the struggle for power. This is such a common thing in human beings, and it led Jesus to say that greed or the love of money, symbolic need, is the root of all evil. What's evil? It's something against virtues, it's something against the better meeting real needs. And it means that you have to have a lot of empathy and awareness. Communicate that to yourself and other people. And so, what is the that to communicate? It's love. Love is the thing that's been communicated in the awareness, which means you're reflecting power over sensations and feelings that you have, dictating your behavior, dictating how you see things. You gotta be in them and outside of them at the same time. That's the goal. Empathy, of course, is understanding of yourself or others, coupled with an attempt to care. I always point out that there are three major forms of health of our virtues, which is creative, active, compassion, which give us same order, heartfulness, truth, goodness. Now, you're going to have good communication when it's between yourself and yourself, others. When the trauma isn't being strong, isn't controlling. So it's what do I mean by it? There are some things that trigger birth and make people bring things, and it's different triggers for different people. So this is an artful thing. You have to move around the triggers, and not even in, inner reflection, communication with yourself. Sometimes it's daylight dream, just as aware. Um, it's kind of like a dream where you're aware that you're dreaming, um, which can occur while you're sleeping. People. And I can remember having a dream where I was enjoying a farm, and I was aware that I became aware that I was dreaming. I wake up, and I said, I'd like to see a horse. And because I was moving out of the dream, uh, the funny effect of that was that I could only see a horse that I could draw. I don't know why, but this one, I was very disappointed. Everything else seemed to be, wonderful. But I was pulling out of the dream, but I still wasn't enough in the dream. So it's a very artful thing, this feeling from you gotta be in the dream mode and out of the dream. And, having, having, um, I've heard it referred to as a conscious coma. Something that's usually unconscious is gets described being made conscious. Um, but that goes to another point. What do I mean? A difficult question, consciousness. Well, I agree with Nietzsche. Consciousness is feedback. And the feedback loop is kind of an integration from the brain, integrating a lot of different perspectives. And you're reflecting on your reflection. So you're aware that you're aware. Aware that you're aware. So feeling is when you're conscious. Feeling is a kind of connection. An integration. And it means having a dream. The dream doesn't have to, and having the drama. Somebody who, effective communication cannot take place if you're talking to someone who's almost constantly triggered. And it becomes very difficult to communicate with such a person. That's what you're seeing in my life. It's very hard to communicate with somebody who's lost touch with the reality of their own needs, feelings, others. What happens is the person becomes more selfish and more defensive and less sensitive to other people. The last RNC presentation, wow, it was writ large. It's kind of disease. If you're going to attack a country, for instance, and use algorithms, people got to get them to be all in on lies. certainly. To do that, you have to stir up their defensiveness, which means that they're more angry and more afraid, so they're not going to be as rational. Like you get them all stirred up, and then they feel stronger if they get with other people who share their particular difficulty in handling the drama of life. And that also means that these people are going to be triggered by anybody different. That each triggers might be different than theirs. It's similar to there. Going to disturb. We see where people like that, don't seem to like smart people. People are with the call. There was a joke once that Dave Gardner. And it's about this kind of ignorance, this dislike of educated communication and learning. And it's bad, probably it's he's demonstrating this in this communication. So the father says to the son, get your education. Get your education. Ain't nobody gonna take that away from you. Who wants it? Yeah. Education bring up pain. Deep reflection bring up pain. It's like, you're really out there, religious people, calming your mind. Keep your mind. Oh my God. Here comes that. Well, yeah. When you empty your mind of all of the defensive, pain killing language that you use, that can trigger a lot of hurt, old hurt, because it breaks down those symbols. Intelligent communication breaks down those symbols, and you'll see a person that their drama has been clinging to beliefs that are not true by reflection, but true because it makes them feel better. It's their self-medication. So, you try to do anything that educates them out of that, and they're going to go a little while. The first thing is they will make their argument, and as they start to lose the they will say, let's say, in the realm of politics, well, all politicians are bad. When you basically show them that they're voting for people like Trump, really doesn't have an eye in that sense. Zero empathy, we're close to it. And very selfish. Well, you can have compassion for somebody like that. They're in pain. If you don't want to run in the country, but they will defend their choice. And one of the defenses is that all politicians are bad. Like that's a stretch. All rich people are bad, all poor people are bad. That's the thing that you see the far left and the far right. All rich people. and you get your far left, so your far right's the whole poor people. Yeah, they're bad. But a lot of times these are poor people saying that, they're bad. You know, and they don't see themselves as, they have a hard time dealing with reality. It's a government hand off my money. It's government program. Yeah. Uh-huh. Well, the false equivalent statement that, well, everybody is doing it, you know, that's, saying equally doing a thing, a bad thing, and instead of saying reality, you know, it's not a perfect world, and you voice on what's better rather than what's worse. And the last thing that they do when you air at that argument opinion is that you'll find them going, we'll have to agree to disagree. Yeah. Yeah, they're in pain. You're trying to talk to somebody who's in terrible pain. You're trying to dance around their triggers and get them to see the light. Sometimes you succeed, a lot of times you don't. And when you don't, this might be what you experience. So if you're a bad, country, aiming with power and you are communications, again, which comforting lies that are comforting to very defensive people. Everybody should have a gun. That's my gun rights. You don't understand their kind of social facts. Everybody's got a gun. Violence goes up. That can never happen. My family. How many families have divorced? People lose their temper. Do you really want to be running around with a gun and be frustrated? What if you overreact? I want to defend my house. About stepping my house every day. That's comforting to somebody in drama. And they always ignore things like, usually they send kids in and penalty and take those stolen items if you give them to somebody. It's an adult. Get rewarded. So really, I mean, I'd rather lose my television set than be permanently injure a child. Kill a matter of values here. This is the thing with people that drama and revenge. And, they're more selfish. They're also more pleasure seeking. You see some of these really weird, twisted sorts. The thing that makes you go like this, talking about board stuff, board stuff. I don't see it. The weird stuff. And it's why is it so twisted? It's harkening back to symbolic need. Maybe it was a need for breastfeeding. Yeah, see. Ooh. But anyway, reminds me of poor Trump's line. The line. Oh my God. birthdays at the RNC get together with Larry Teller. She's and thank God for that. And that's probably the reason her son Barron is doing so well. You know, she's yeah. So and you know, she's got to be angry with all of the things that she had to discover about her. You know, and then it's the evil clown show. It was put on in place of a real Republican convention. Yeah, I've never been fond of the Republican side of things for a long. Not to say that there are faults in those, but yeah. Well, you can't allow the overly dramatic people to be in charge of the political party. You can spot, in there with the camp in the Democratic Party at the state conventions, the state convention still there. Loose Democrats. You look across all of the different um, you got to understand in the state convention, you've got all kinds of interests, and you've got big signs and things, um, promoting their social concern, with particular perspective on that. And you just look across, and you see the craziest sign. You go, there they are. Yeah. So somehow or other, the crazier people have taken over the Republican Party, much to the dismay of Senator Republicans who are now voting Democratic, which is, that's a pretty sad thing when we get down to only one party that's viable at all. Really? But sometimes in this country, it seems to be between, geez, how much of an oligarch do you want to be? Yeah, and so to me, the Republican Party's never been something that I supported, although I had friends of the Republic, but I did not agree with their policy. I'd say more toward the oligarch in the system. And of course, the other thing is, you hear this big argument about democracy. Well, it has its flaws. It's the the best of all the worst. It's a terrible system, except for all the rest. It's the best, and it can be. And that's why it was tweaked by around the pure democracy. That could be abuse of the minority by the majority. So, but how do you fix any of these things? Love of money is how start uh, persuasion and yeah, the problem of running over the rights of minorities. Well, you need empathy. Empathy pulls people together. It's kind of funny to see all these people who just can't kind of get along at all. But if there's a big enough disaster happening where everybody's rushing in to save people, um, just amazing. There are so many good hearts going down there, and that don't agree with each other at all. But, you know, it's a strong enough call to their heart. And, they're working together. And we had that during our election, we counted the votes. Republicans and Democrats counting the votes. I remember they all got along pretty well. They were doing something for the country. Well, life's complicated. Um, Thoughtfulness is required. You can't be very thoughtful when Brahma is having you. It's saying about a situation like that. Drama things to control the people so the people and drama. It's like the tail wagging the dog. Yeah. Posterior backwards. The other thing that you'll see in people with a lot of drama that's going to be difficult to communicate is a regression in the past in some kind of symbolic way. It's comforting. Yeah. I did mention the history. Yeah, you're not a baby anymore, dude. Whoa. But, it's going back into history and painting over all of the bad stuff. That's something that you do when you're in pain, you selfish, you work up concern, and you don't want anybody bringing you any bad news about the past or anything that you don't, feel you have any control. It's a big factor, the sense of control, which is necessary for feeling, really feel control, conscious sense of control, safety. Well, yeah, it's like you go back and you look at these movies, and there's Mayberry RFD. You're going, why are there only really pale faces in the show? Because Native Americans and other minorities aren't living there. Where do they live? You hear about ghettos and people hanging out with people with similar coping mechanisms. Can be, it doesn't have to be about race. It can be shared religion. They're not comfortable around differences. It upsets them. And they used to punish people, these people that worship the past and, and sugarcoat it and want to make America great again. Well, isn't America great now? it's getting better all the time. and we can make it better. But people in pain, they're stuck in the past. The past has them. They go, oh, talk about past. Oh, can't live in the past. You haven't felt your past. Your past has you. But the rent people. The past should not have you. And it's feeling past, integrating, getting past the symbolic need to the real needs, the what that brings you into the present. It gets you out of the symbols which are locking you in the past. I mean, I hope that's clear. All right. All this stuff is for some of me like falling off a log. I've always you're pretty healthy and you have a lot of you. That doesn't mean that they people that are sick. It's that whole punishing thing, with an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. It's a very hard thing for being said. With that, pretty soon everybody's going to be blind and toothed. Well, maybe not everybody. You have two left. Each have one eye. Some of the teeth. And about to lose those. It's just, time has to. The same trajectory, same result. And then you might have Victor. That person would have an eye and sense left. Punishment's not the way to go. Not in our legal approach to any other approach. It doesn't. It's okay to have disincentive crap. It's okay to lock people in a place where they can't hurt people. But, it's about how healthy the person is and when you can find a niche in society where they're going to be okay. The judges are usually smarter, not always, but I think they're more familiar with the law. And if they were given leeway, I think most legal scholars would make better decisions. But if they're caught up in this function, you get old. So, what do you need to say? Broad is the wide is the gate and broad is the way. Yes, yeah. A better line, better things. Yeah, there's a narrow gate. You can beat it. Now, you can talk and say, unless you pick up your you're not worthy. Well, was it? Well, if you continue to let the past have you, you need to be reborn. You need this. You walking around dead. You need to be brought back to life. And the only way you're going to do that is to not allow the past to have you drunk in effective communication. Support essential. People involved have enough control over their own communicating effectively. Like I love to say at the end of my presentations, and gosh, 40 minutes. Yeah, I have this little law. People would say, don't ask him what time. He'll try to tell you what. Well, a little repetition. Um, anyway, so sorry for the late. Thank you for watching. And please subscribe. Well, common sense. It's so uncommon around the world. It should be common sense. Awareness. You agree with that? We need to join the team. This is a new channel. We need help. We have Zoom meetings, and those who subscribe, comments, so we know who you are. So you would be invited to be honored in the call with articles which we publish. If you have an influence on that, about public art, you have concerns about that. That's how you can do that. Wait. Hello? Anyway, that's presentation. I like to blessing. May the road rise to me. May the wind be always in me. The sun shall be in the morning. The rain soft upon the feet. What can you say? And I won't defer you to that. I love to mention the great Carl Sagan. He said something so profound. He's the mentor of Neil deGrasse Tyson. Both things. Followed him. You want to go to Star Talk and see Carl Sagan's adopted son, the one he met at reached out. So glad. So, yeah. what Carl Sagan said, which they seem to be what are the universe knowing itself. You are part of the wonder. Like nature, so full of wonder. You're part of nature. So is everyone. So approach everyone with some sense of respect and wonder. And this kind of unifying perspective, um, well, it's hello and goodbye in India. They have a greeting and a goodbye. It says what they say is namaste. That's how I like it. Make a great day today. You know, you just make it a lot better. Namaste.